All right. This video. Sorry about looking grimier now. Today, right now. Um, I have some news to share, and it's gonna be coming off quite a bit as a big shock and a surprise. But yeah, the title of the video isn't clickbait at all. Um, and I know I just started putting out videos again and started getting back into it because I had some time off, and it sure looks like I'm gonna have to put that time off again against my my liking. But December 17th, I woke up with um, mind you, I woke up very late for work. I didn't actually wake up to any of my alarms, and my dad didn't wake up. My wife had to wake me up and get me out of bed, and when I got out of bed, I noticed that things were really off for me. Um, I was, uncoordinated, unbalanced. I got up, moved around, and I was hitting everything. Um, I noticed my vision was like almost blurred and doubled in some instance, and as I went to kind of go get ready, like quickly brush my teeth, comb my like water my hair, comb my hair, um, things were just not coming back into full like normality. I was very off, and the biggest thing that freaked me out was the fact that when I was trying to communicate not only to her but to myself, like, what the hell did I do? Like, why did I miss my alarm? I have so many high pressing things to get done today. What the hell? Like, as I was laying words out to communicate, um, I couldn't do it. Everything was off. Like I was saying things backwards. I was slurring my words. I wasn't able to effectively communicate anything. Um, and just a little bit of background to people that don't know my medical history. I've had things similar, not this type of stuff, not even close, but I've had vertigo in the past. I've had things in the past where it's just like it'll pass. This little session, maybe I got up too fast, I got no sleep, or whatever the circumstance that was the night before. A lot of it's generally sleep related. It'll pass. It's just wait for 30 minutes or so or less actually, and it'll be better. But um, I drove to work. I had a bunch of such high pressing, high demand things, and stroke never crossed my mind. Even though come later to find out, it's like, damn, I should have just, yeah. But got to work, and I got out of my car, and I noticed I got out of my car, and I was like, I stumbled out of my car, and I was just like, and I said to myself, what the hell? Like I talked to myself, but I couldn't. I said that wrong. I couldn't even get that out. So I was like, okay, something is very wrong, and I need to address this now. Getting into to my doors to work, and I sat down with a teammate, and I was like, look, I need you to look at me and tell me is something wrong with me, because I feel wrong. Something's wrong. And sure enough, no, like they, were looking at me and talking to me, and they came, back with, you need to go to the doctors. Like, it's not anything that I don't think it's a stroke, but I'm not a clinician. I can't make that diagnosis. We need to get you to the hospital just to rule out things. But as they were giving me that advice and the tips to do that, it's like anything. I had my cognition. I had my motor functions. Nothing on my face was drooping. I was talking to them. I was slurring words, but I was communicating with them. I was very tired, but nothing. Both legs and hands and feet, I was able to do everything. But granted, there's a bunch of things that happen for a number of things, for a number of symptoms, for a number of reasons. Um, but yeah, no. Fast forwarding, because there's a lot. I don't want to make this video too long. I, came to the conclusion I need to go. But I came to the conclusion of going out of town because our medical system, our medical situation where I live is it's kind of 50-50. At least that's my point of view, and I had my experiences with it, and I wasn't willing to gamble taking the chance or the time being there for that. Now that was a choice. whether it was good or bad or whatever. That was a choice I made, and my close family and friends were on the same page with me to go out of town to a more trusted set of resources. So my mom picked me up, took me down to Bakersfield. There's to Dignity Hospital there, and man, I tell you, they got me in. They started asking me questionnaire. They gave me a questionnaire of things, what happened, what I feel, what's going on. Ran an EKG. They next thing they did is they put me up for a series of tests, series of CT scans, series of MRIs and lab work to essentially check me out. And being there for a bit, they did find that I had a stroke, and in fact, the conclusion was a punctate infarct of the left basal ganglia. So I had a stroke in a part of the brain, a center left side part of the brain that is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not Googling any of this right now. This is what I was told, that is in charge of motor reflexes and motor functions. So they couldn't tell me the severity of it, but when I was diagnosed with that, they immediately admitted me, and immediately got me started on blood thinners and cholesterol medication to get me in check while they do more tests and try to find the culprit as to what caused the stroke. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the day looked like, and the day and night and into the morning. They ran all kinds of tests. They ran, I don't know the proper terms and names, but they ran, ultrasound on my neck to check my carotid arteries to make sure I had no plaque. They checked my deep veins in my legs to see if I had any clots there that could have traveled up. They did chest on. They did CTs again on my head with contrast to check for other things. They did so much, man. They ran so many tests, and really at the end of the day, they did. And they also did an echocardiogram too of my heart. Before I get into the specifics of that, the biggest thing is they were coming back. They saw that I had the stroke, but they didn't have any conclusive information to show why I had the stroke. So they were considering my ischemic stroke as basically a cryptogenic stroke. And essentially what that means is they don't have the causes and determinations that cause a stroke are undermined and they're unknown, essentially. So me being young with the risk factors that I had, I wasn't checking any of the boxes because all the stuff that are primary culprits of strokes I don't do. And that's just, I'm so young. So before people start going in the comment section and say, did you have the vaccine and this and that, there's things that we came to the conclusion of that do line me up with why this potentially happened. And but I mean, it could be, could not be, But ultimately, before I had my echocardiogram done, they were telling me that the technician was talking to me and saying, a lot of times when we see people, when we do echocardiogram tests on their heart, a lot of times there's a correlation between, seeing a PFO in the heart, which is otherwise known as a hole in the heart, and it's a hole that's essentially there at birth that is supposed to seal and close as you take your first breaths and stuff, and over time it closes and seals. It blocks off the left side and the right side of the heart. So yeah, that's supposed to be a thing. Basically, a lot of times what we see that these PFOs are present in people that have strokes, and a lot of times that they see that associated with traumas to the right side of the body. A lot of times in the lower extremities, like the legs. And what happens when you have trauma on the right side of the body, and that side, when you have PFO, is sometimes clots can get kicked up to the upper part of the body, and normally the lungs filter a lot of that out, but there's sometimes remnants that are left over, and if it gets to the heart and there's a hole that is essentially bridging the left and right side from being connected, a clot can go from the left to the right side of the heart. which then will allow that clot to travel to the brain. So that's essentially when the technician was talking about it, I looked over to my wife, I looked over and I looked back at him, and I said, I have a large hematoma bruise. Well, not at the time, but I got injured a few days ago on the right calf, and it was a pretty big hematoma / bruise that was there. And I kid you not, I got that bruise on Saturday. I reflared it up on Sunday. I got hit on that calf hard, and I shit you not. Sunday, that happened. So, I mean, it's very, very plausible that a clot got kicked up from my leg and traveled through the PFO in my chest and went to my brain. Very, very plausible. Because, they reran a lot of these tests, and my results were inconclusive. I don't have any clots in any parts of my legs. They even checked the site on Tuesday, and there wasn't any there, So a lot of the stuff that could have happened might have been in transit from that injury. And he said, a lot of times, and the doctor concurred this too, is, injuries like that can kick up clots anytime, and it's one and done. It's not like you have a clotting issue. It's just like an injury. It's like a big injury that can just kick up clots. So, yeah, that's essentially, it's what we're on right now. So, I was admitted. I stayed there. I ran my tests. They gave me everything. Speech therapist came in and talked to me because the main symptom that I had was my slurred speech and formulating sentences. Probably things you can't notice, but there's a lot of things that I can still feel from having this stroke that are not 100%. And I may, on this is a one take. This is not a scripted thing. I may slur. I may, say words a little off. But that seems to be the only ongoing symptom that I have, because my motor functions, everything seems to be intact. Thank God. But that is one thing that I feel is still off. So when it comes down to the nitty gritty, I'm definitely gonna just, keep watching for it. But right now, I'm on a series of blood thinners and cholesterol medication to keep that in check, even though my cholesterol was fine, but just it's protocol until I get more stuff done. So saw a cardiologist because they're the ones that are going to be repairing the PFO if I qualify. And there's a number of things to consider when looking at a PFO surgery. And there's a number of things that the cardiologist wanted me to do to ensure that I'm my circumstance fits for this. I could have just been the super unlucky 1 in a million chance that would have happened, right? But there's a lot of things to consider. Some of the things that they're going to be looking for is any type of arrhythmia or any type of heart malfunction, which is why I have a heart monitor here. I'm wearing this for 2 weeks to check essentially if there's any other issues with my heart until my next visit. And then they're also going to be doing a TEE. I think I might be butchering that, but it's essentially another cardiogram. But they're going to be doing that. They're going to be going through my throat into the wall of the chest. They're going to be able to do the echocardiogram there, and that's mainly going to be for rechecking everything that they did at the hospital, but also measuring the size of the hole, because if it's something that if it's super large, if it's bigger than they had originally thought, then they might have to do something different to get that close. It might have to be a manual closure, which might require open heart surgery. I'm not sure, but if it's for what they think it is and everything else checks off, then the procedure to getting that fix is well known and highly successful. PFO closure. In a nutshell, they're just gonna go, and you can look up videos on this if you guys want, but they go through a vein in my groin area, and they travel up through the veins into the heart, and they essentially take it's like this mesh. It's like this, I don't know the material, but it's like a super non-corrosive material that goes in, forms like an umbrella on the other side of the hole. They pull it back to where that flap goes on the one side, and then on the other side of the hole, they inflate like a balloon essentially. It's just basically forming another piece of material on the other side of the heart, and they cap it. So essentially, it's like a disc on both sides of the heart that kind of seals both sides. The bridge, they close that bridge off, and then over time, that disc from both sides of the hole, it gets sealed over with the skin. So it's non-invasive, in contrast, procedure, and it's outpatient. So I mean, at the most, I'll be there a day, the night into the next day to observe me for any type of symptoms or any type of discomfort. But all the same, nervous as hell because I'm happy to be home for the holidays. I'm happy to be home with my family. I'm happy that I'm not dead, and fuck, it was a very emotional set of days, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be home with my family, and yeah, it's crazy. This shit can happen to anybody, right? You just don't know. And unfortunately, I didn't have any risk factors. I didn't have anything aside from the PFO that would have put me in this position. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't drink lots of coffee. I don't drink hardly any coffee, probably once a week, if that. I don't do drugs. Like those are like the main checkers, and yeah, I just it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not on any type of like hormone therapy or any type of stuff that messes with hormones. Like it's crazy that as they were looking at me, they were just scratching their head like, what the hell? Like obviously this stuff happens, but it doesn't make any sense. You don't have anything that would conclude that you would have a stroke aside from the PFO. So all that makes sense. That's why we're leaning at that. And not even the cardiologist is like, if everything checks, this is something that we will address because we don't want this to be an issue, especially with my lifestyle, right? Like what ways will I get bruises on the right side of my body, especially my legs? What do? We play Airsoft, right? And that's exactly what happened. I took a fall and whatever, get up, throw some dirt on that bitch and get out back and play, get back out and start playing. And no, man, like there's something there that just shot that shit right back up, man. And yeah, here we are. So I it's crazy. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I said I was back, and I am back. But I'm not gonna be back playing again. After I've been off for a while, that I needed that time, especially we had other medical things happening within the family, and then, I needed some time away to kind of recollect myself and get back into, just get back to, the things that matter, and we would ease this back in when I was ready, and I got ready to do this again, and I have a plan of what I want to do, and I shit you not, this shit happens to me, and I'm like, damn, I have a bunch of events planned, I had a tournament planned, I had Prim, Operation Line Claws planned, and I had a modern airsoft trip planned. I kid you not, we're just boom, 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 like get ready. Like this January and February is gonna be a fun month, and that's on hold. But it's not over. I asked them, is this something that am I gonna have to be on these blood thinners for the rest of my life? And with this PFO closure, no, I will not. Baby has, for a while to be on baby aspirin, but I can play Airsoft with baby aspirin, but I can't play Airsoft with the other shit that I'm taking, and I just, because of the PFO, now that this has happened to me, I don't even want to risk fucking banging myself up right now. I just want to fucking be smooth. I want to just be with my family, be with my friends, and yeah, no backyard scrapping. So, yeah, this is just, it's been a big lesson. Big, not lesson, but something an eye opener for everybody. And things that my wife and I are taking to heart. We're going to make some big changes anyway, just in general, right? Because, yeah, we're healthy, but just make some big changes. Just that can only benefit you. But Yeah, man, that's really it. Airsoft's on hold again, but a good thing for everyone is I have enough content to kind of push us out maybe a month and a half, 2 months. So, I mean, um, if you guys are happy to see me back, and a lot of you have reached out and supported me and even said what's up to me at Horn of Africa 3. Thank you guys. I mean, just, you guys are great. And a lot of what I do is because, I have people like you guys behind me supporting me. And of course, my family loves to see me back, and they love to see the stuff that I bring out, and they support me, and they want me around. So my number one um, objective, my number one goal is to be here for them, to be support them, to love them, to be present for them, um, and everything else that I love, that I enjoy. I do it for me, and I do it for you, and I want to continue doing it. And I thought to myself, like, as silly as it sounds, like, this is a big part of my life, and if I had to choose, if I didn't have a choice but to give up airsoft, it'd be a real big blow to me. um and I was already thinking, like, segueing, well, what am I gonna do? Like, what else can I do? And there's a lot that I can do, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to give this up. I'm not ready to stop doing what I do, especially considering that I'm just making a little comeback, But right now, one thing at a time, and listening to my doctors, listening to my family, getting through this, and just putting all this shit behind us, and once I'm up and ready, we'll get back, and you guys will, I'll be hanging out with you guys, slinging some plastic at all of you, doing that shit right back to me, and not killing me in the process, because I'll have enough coagulants and PFO closed up, so there'll be no risk to that. At least not for many, 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 many years down the road. That's the goal. So, but guys, those that did sit down to watch this, a little bit of slurring there. Those that stayed and checked this out, thank you, and I appreciate you guys. And we'll be back. So this video drops today. You'll see it, and then tomorrow, I have my video of Horn of Africa is gonna drop. So I hope you guys enjoy that. There was a little bit of changes and shift in tone because I started editing that video when I came back, and then my stroke happened, and then obviously I took a stop. So there's some serious tones in that video, and there's some added pieces to that might be corny to a lot of people, but I wanted to add it in because it very much, like, the tone of that parts of that video, I took very close to me when I had what happened to me. So yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'm done. If there's anything else, just hit me up, man. Join the Discord. I'm gonna start being more active on there. There's another video I'm gonna bring out that's gonna announce something else too, just because we're making some changes. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. I hope you guys enjoy the time with your family, and really, I really do enjoy the time. Spend the time. Be there. Be present. Be with your family, because, I mean, you just never know, guys. You never know. I know everyone hears it. I know everyone says it to each other, but you truly do not know when your ticket is punched and it's time, right? You just don't know. And good thing mine wasn't, but man, was it scary. Man, was it an eye opener. Man, was it surreal to think that I could be leaving this place, and I have two beautiful girls that I have to be here for, and I also have my wife. And that's just this thing that I can't, it's not time. It's not my time, and I cannot let it be my time. So I need to do what I need to do. So enjoy the holidays, enjoy the New Year's, and kick off 2025. Man, kick that shit off good. Whatever the hell it is that you have as a goal, you better hit that shit. And I'm not talking about fitness. If that is one, good for you. But whatever it is, pursuing education, pursuing a new job opportunity, pursuing outlooks in life, goals in life to propel you to further places, whether it's just working on yourself, working on, skills, whatever it is, go for it. Go for it. Everything that I pushed myself to do, I did. And I'm so hungry for 25. No matter what trajectory we go, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. So enjoy it and set your goals up there and conquer them. All right? Be the phenoms you know you are. Like I know the phenom I am. And I'm not done. I'm not done. Merry Christmas, guys. And enjoy the video and let me know in the comments of this video and the next one what you would like to see. Take care, everybody.